Combined Air Operations Center at 1300 today. Some 39 aircraft were involved in a strike against the Udbina airfield in Croatia. The reason that Udbina was struck was because the United Nations Protection Force requested that it be done. The United Nations asked the NATO authorities to authorize that strike, and the NATO authorities responded positively and did so. Subsequently, General De La Prelle and I were in very close contact and communications with regard to the conduct of the strike. As you can see, all of these bases were involved in the strike. We had U.S., British, French, and Dutch aircraft flying from Italian bases. We also had British Harriers flying off the carrier Invincible in the Adriatic. We had the NATO AWACS in the Adriatic Sea. We had airborne command and control posts. We also had a NATO AWACS flying up in the northern area.
So the NATO attack on the airport Udbina proves that in Bosnia we do not have a civil war. That Bosnia and Herzegovina is now being attacked across the border from Croatia, by the Serbs from Croatia, by the Serbs from Serbia, and by the Serbs from Montenegro. So this is not a civil war, and this is the final proof that this is not a civil war.
The airstrike on the Croatian Serb airport in Udbina was, I think, long overdue. We're obviously very thankful not only to the American forces, but to the Dutch, the British, and the French who carried it out. I think it'll save lives. It'll help protect the civilian population in Bihac, and it'll help defend Unprofor against further air attacks.
So you think that NATO has acted too late?
No, I think they've delayed too long, but nonetheless they've acted, and that's very helpful. We have to see, though, whether or not there will be a further response against the artillery from the Croatian Serbs that is now attacking Bihac as well. That artillery attacking us from across the border is really causing most of the damage, and I think the air raid was intended to send a signal to silence that artillery as well. We'll see if that works or not.
I don't think that there is an immediate solution to this problem. It's very complex, deeply rooted in history. Europe understands some of that history. It is not going to be dragged into this war as a combatant, but it will do everything in its power to try and bring it to an end, and I think it has done that.
And I think that it is possible to construct an economic arrangement. Let me say about the airstrike that this action was undertaken with reluctance, but it was unavoidable in view of the repeated and major violations of international law committed by the Croatian Serb authorities in using the Udbina airfield for attacks, for air attacks, onto the territory of another sovereign state, that is to say, onto the territory of Bosnia and Herzegovina.